Welcome to a new episode of Ancestral Healing with Alida. Today we are going to talk about your digestive system. Your digestive system is a place in your sacral chakra where it's going to talk to you about the emotions. In biodescodification, also known as biodecoding, that is an alternative healing approach that explores a connection between emotions, unconscious conflicts, and physical symptoms. It suggests that illnesses or conditions manifest as a result of unresolved emotional issues. When it comes to diarrhea and constipation, biodescodification interprets these digestive issues as expressions of specific emotional conflicts. So I'm going to explain to you. First, I'm going to tell you when I was born, I remember my mom telling me that I was so constipated. First, that she was giving me formula, and formula is not good for any baby's digestive system. And I'm not judging anyone, but it's not good. And especially at that time, right? Like that time in the 80s, early 80s, I guess that it was worse than now. So I was very constipated. And if I was born, because that's the way that my mom expresses it, you were born constipated, that wasn't mine. Because a baby comes to this life, is supposed to come with an 100% healthy body. So, diarrhea. The emotional conflict of diarrhea is often linked to the inability to digest or process an emotional situation. For example, my mom, every time that she went into a fight with anyone, she will get diarrhea immediately. So your reaction towards a situation that is stressful for you, you cannot how to handle that situation, you get diarrhea. It may reflect a fear of letting go or a need to expel something quickly. Symbolically, a situation, emotion, or experience you can't accept or handle. So you don't have the tools to manage your stress, your anger, your fear, you get diarrhea. It's associated with feelings of rejection, fear, or insecurity, especially in response to a sudden change or threat. For example, you may feel overwhelmed by a stressful event. If you lost your job, an argument, a betrayal, and unconsciously you want to get rid of it fast. Another angle of diarrhea is that it's the lack of control. Your body mirrors a sense of losing grip of life, with emotions or circumstances slipping away like loose stools. So one of the main situations when people get this sensation of overwhelming fear is because they cannot control things. Because when you control, you feel comfortable. I know what is going to expect. I'm not going to be afraid. But people fear be out of control of things. So if you experience diarrhea often and you see that under stress situations you get diarrhea, what is the question? What am I refusing to accept? What situation or emotion am I trying to expel quickly? Am I afraid of holding onto something, a responsibility, a relationship that feels toxic or overwhelming? So those are the questions that you can think about because those questions are going to lead you to understand. I remember the last episode that I had was when I broke up with my partner or when I had this issue with my boss. For example, if you are in a toxic relationship and feel unable to confront it, so you cannot confront that person, your body might express this through diarrhea, symbolizing a need to flush out the problem. I need to get out of this. What is the healing perspective of diarrhea? Is that you are working towards acceptance or resolution. If you practice like meditation, journaling, family constellations, any type of releasing trauma, inherited trauma, intergenerational trauma, will help you to feel, to handle different the fear of being rejected or just the rejection, or in some way you regain balance for your body and for your mind. Now I'm going to talk about constipation. And constipation is usually connected to the resistance of letting go. It may symbolize holding onto emotions, grudges, fears, or past experiences. Perhaps because someone has a fear of losing someone or something, because someone wants more security or wants more control. It's tied to feelings of being stuck in life, whether in a job, relationship, or situation. You might be clinging to something, money, a belief system, or a person because releasing it feels risky or uncertain. So then when I was born with I was born constipated, right? Like I explained to you. Then when I start having my period, my menstruation, I was getting very constipated right the 2 days, the day before and the day that I was ovulating. And for me, that constipation meant my belief system, my unconscious belief system, that it was being passed along by the mothers of my system connected to motherhood because I was ovulating and the ovulation gives you the possibility to become a mother. So you can dig into different things to see where it is coming from because probably or sometimes it's not coming from your own belief system or your own fear. Another view of constipation is suppressed anger or frustration. Emotions you are not expressing get trapped in the body, mirroring the blockage in your bowels, in your bowel movement. So, what will I ask to myself? What am I holding onto too tightly? Am I afraid to move forward or release something? A fear past hurt? Do I have resentment? I remember we used to tell my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, that she was very resent. She used to hold on to resentment. She was very constipated. Do I feel safe enough to let go of control? So, for example, if you are reluctant to leave a stable but unfulfilling job due to financial fears, constipation might reflect this resistance to change or flow. So, what the approach of constipation is that encourages you to identify what you are clinging to and why. So, when we work on releasing these blockages through emotional expression, like crying for people that is constipated, or writing, or sending a letter to my mother because I was hurt, or to my ex-partner, I need to express when I'm constipated. I need to let it out when I'm constipated because I have it here and it's making me so dry. Relaxation techniques also help you a lot, especially the ones when you have a lot of movement in your belly because you open and you release and the intestines are going to move and they are going to release as well. So, and that also is not only going to help you in the physical body, but also to let go of the control and encourage the flow in the body, but also in your mind. So basically, the diarrhea represents a rapid, urgent need to expel linked to rejection, fear, or lack of control. It's like saying, I can handle this, get it out. But constipation reflects retention and resistance tied to fear of letting go, control, or feeling stuck. It's like saying, I can't release this, I need to hold on. So both are connected to how you process your life, the life changes, how you see stress, how you experience trauma, how you see the traumatic or how you think about the traumatic experience that you have been going through or your anyone in your generations or in your ancestral lineage. Diarrhea pushes out quickly and constipation holds back too long. So if I was you, I would think about how you experience have you ever experienced or constipation or diarrhea in which situations, and you can maybe make a journal of the situations that you've been through and the situations when you have experienced any of these physical symptoms, and make like a journal to see if there is any pattern. The colon and intestines are seen as mirrors of how we manage emotions, relationships, and change. And this is usually from the perspective of biodescodification. And if you have always had any issues in your intestines or colon, so how do I approach to change? Do I get tied too much to emotions? Am I too emotional? So all the things are to be considered when you have this type of physical symptoms. Don't forget that I have a 40% coupon code now, healing with any sessions. I do biomagnetism and bioresonance scans online or in person or family constellations to help you to work in the intergenerational trauma or personal trauma. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and share it. Thank you.